Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make a very simple but delicious and rustic little bruschetta. It's a rustic chickpea bruschetta. I know it sounds odd, but it's so good. Now, let's go over the ingredients so we can get started. You're going to need one 15-ounce can of chickpeas, drained and rinsed, fresh parsley, fresh garlic, a pinch of hot pepper flakes, a lemon, salt and pepper, good quality extra virgin olive oil, and you're also going to need some baguette slices or any type of rustic Italian bread, or any bread that holds its shape. It's got a nice crispy outside will do, and the baguette looked really good today at the market, so that's what I picked up. So first thing you want to do is get your oven nice and hot to 400. We got that heating up and getting ready for us. Now we're going to toast our bread. You can do this on a grill pan or you can do this in the oven. I'm just going to do it in the oven. It's really simple. I'm just going to take a little bit of olive oil. Nothing fancy or expensive. I'm just going to drizzle it all over the bread. I'm going to just drizzle oil under it with just whatever's dripping on the baking sheet. And I'm going to just season the bread lightly with a little salt and pepper. Now, first time I had something like this is my version of it. A couple years ago, my husband and I went to Italy, and my little cousin was being baptized. So, of course, it was a big family party at a restaurant. It was awesome. And one of the things that the waiters kept bringing out were these little pieces of crostini, like little pieces of crispy bread with this very chunky, like chickpea type of thing on it, and it was so good. And I kept thinking, what is in here? And my uncle, being a foodie just the way I am, he was like, oh, you gotta recreate this. It's just chickpeas, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I've been making it at home ever since. So this is gonna go in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes so it's nice and golden and crispy. Now while that's baking, in a large bowl I'm gonna add in our rinsed chickpeas. I'm gonna chop up some fresh parsley. And this is one of those super quick, easy appetizers that you can whip up in minutes. And let's face it, these are basic ingredients, but did you ever think of making a little bruschetta out of it? I know I didn't until I tried it. And then I fell in love with it. So I've been making it a lot ever since. My husband and I love chickpeas, so just chop it up like so. You don't need a whole lot. I'm gonna put that in the bowl. Move the bowl closer to me. Now I'm going to season this with salt and pepper. I'm starting with the salt first. Shocker. I usually always start with the pepper. Like that. A pinch of hot pepper flakes because this had dried chilies in it, which was really good. So I'm just going to do a little tiny pinch, like so. Some lemon juice. Now the lemon juice, you can put as much or as little as you want. Everything in here you can put as much or as little as you want. So what's so great about this recipe, you can customize it to your taste buds. I think I'm going to do the whole lemon because it is a small one, and I like the tanginess of it. This lemon has a lot of seeds though. Now you think I'm going to chop up the garlic and put it in here, but I'm not. If I do that, I think the garlic would be really overpowering because the chickpeas are so tender and mild, and when I was eating it I kept thinking, I taste garlic, but I'm not biting into garlic. And my uncle goes, Stunad. They just toasted it, cut the garlic in half, and rubbed it, and that's when you get that garlic flavor without biting on garlic. My Uncle Tony's a genius. So, I'm also going to add some really good extra virgin olive oil in here. About a tablespoon for this amount. And now, with a fork, I'm just going to stir this whole thing up, and with the back of a fork, I'm going to tilt my bowl a little bit so you can see. Using the back of the fork, I'm just going to start mashing the chickpeas. I want this to be really chunky. That's why I'm not using like a blender or a food processor, because it would take it too far. And using the back of a fork works just as well. This looks perfect. It's really chunky. It's going to hold on the bread really well. I'm just going to give it a quick little taste to see if we're good with the seasoning. That's perfect. It doesn't need anything else in my opinion. Now while that bakes, I'm just going to set this aside because as it sits, it gets like marinated a little bit and it tastes even better. When that's done, I'm going to show you how I'm going to rub that garlic on it and serve it up. We have our bread slices nice and crispy and hot. Now this is the crucial moment. You got to take a piece of garlic. I don't even peel it or anything. Just cut it in half so that the flesh is exposed. And while it's hot, you rub. I can smell it already. It's fantastic. Be careful not to burn your fingers because it is hot. But if this was cold, it would not do the job. I'm gonna switch to this now. Just rub it all over the hot bread. It's perfect. Perfect. Now I'm gonna drizzle the bread with a little bit of good olive oil. This is really the key here. We're gonna make this bread nice and flavorful. But nothing's overpowering. Everything is kind of gentle because the chickpeas are mild. They're not really heavily flavored. And now I'm just gonna spoon a little bit of this mixture on each one. Last one. That just needs a little bit more. Now I'm gonna finish this with a fresh squeeze of lemon. Not too much. Just a couple little drops. Just kind of brighten it up. Now I'm gonna go for a bite. Oh, ready for this. My kind of food. You take something like a can of chickpeas and you turn it into something so delicious. I have nothing else to say. This is downright perfect. I hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with me. Please go on to www.laureninthekitchen.com to get this awesome recipe. You'll love it, guaranteed. Bye. Today's Twitter question comes from Quinoa So. They asked, what do you think about healthy cooking? I love healthy cooking. I cook healthy a lot, but I do think that everybody needs to splurge once in a while. Once in a while, I don't mean every day. I definitely don't eat pasta every day. I don't eat cakes every day. I don't eat sweets every day. It's all about a balance. Treat your diet like you treat your bank account. Make good investments, not bad. I would choose a nice piece of cake over a Snickers bar any day. So that's what I think of it. I cook healthy. I recommend everybody to cook healthy. Give twist to a traditional dish that may not be so good for you. Give it a twist. But like I said, once in a while, if you're craving that bowl of ice cream, eat it. You have only one life to live. Do it right. Now remember, if you have any questions for me, tweet me at Laura's Kitchen. Don't forget the hashtag Laura Vitale.